Hi everyone, this is Huzaifa Ali again. Once again, I'm here with another guest who is an industry experience of helping people reducing their work hours. And I'm sure this is going to be a very exciting discussion about how we can actually save time, do more work, and get through the automation process. So today I have this an amazing guest, Ajay Patel from New Jersey, and he calls himself a productivity maestro. So Ajay, thank you so much for taking out the time today. And
Ali, so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
awesome. So Ajay, I would love to first of all know how easy or how it is possible actually to turn an 8 hours workday into 2 hours. I mean, for me, it's impossible at this time, to be honest. So I'm just wondering.
It's really all about understanding, what it is that you're trying to get done in the day and getting yourself organized, following a critical path to completion. And look, at the end of the day, I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of small business owners. And the main thing here is teaching them how to kind of delegate out the work, getting it organized in the first place, figuring out kind of what's busy work that is just being done for the sake of being done, and learning how to focus in on the key parts that are required, improving the communication with their team members, and then incorporating automation. But the thing I'll say about automation is it's completely worthless unless you do the other parts of it first.
Right. Wow. Cool. So, Ajay, I mean, you also mentioned that you are helping other businesses like
Mhm.
with this automation process. So, is there any specific niche or category of the businesses, or you can just help or do everything like the same thing for every kind of business?
That's such a great question. I've actually applied my techniques and my knowledge to massive billion-dollar energy companies, and I've
Mhm.
helped small mortgage companies. I've helped folks who are coaches that just help other people and help them improve every day. And I've helped them get organized and roosted and create time within their day so they could be more effective for their clients. I've done this
Mhm.
for retail companies. I've done this for so many different fronts out there. So in fact, what I think helps is my outside eye. If I don't know much about your business, it means that I'm just going to ask that many more questions that you should be thinking about.
Cool. So tell me from the beginning, how did you get into this, or what is your background in terms of your experience, or when did you actually start this whole thing?
So this has actually been a part of me. I'm by education a mechanical engineer. And so I started off my career in project management. And I'll never forget, this is a very clear, don't ever judge a book by its cover story. So I was working for this massive multinational company, and they produced industrial equipment. And as a project manager, it was my responsibility to make sure that the equipment was delivered on time.
Mhm.
We kept running into this problem. We could not see our deliveries happen on time. We had an entire procurement division, and those poor folks were coming in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, staying late, working late hours, long hours. And I said, something needs to be done here.
Right.
So I was put on a project with a gentleman by the name of Bill Gerstadt. I was 25. He was approaching retirement. He was an old machinist. And we were put on this project together. And I figured, hey, I'm just going to break out some of my Excel spreadsheets. And I was doing a pretty good job. I probably condensed a lot of the time
Mhm.
down to a certain point. But then one day, Bill came to my cubicle and said, "Why are you working so hard?" I said, "What do you mean, Bill?" He's like, "I pretty much finished the week's work in the last hour. I'm just
Okay.
wondering what you're doing."
Yeah.
And so, Bill sat me down and he taught me how to look at work processes and then properly code a work process to a well-structured database.
Mhm.
And that was my first experience in really creating time in a day. And I've done
Mhm.
it ever since.
Cool. Amazing. So, I mean, what is, I mean, can you tell me the basic prerequisites for somebody like me? I'm to be honest with you, I'm pretty much overwhelmed with the task on my
Mhm.
plate, and I just can't organize them very easily. I mean, I have to either
Yeah.
delegate them or just turn off my phone, put it on flight mode, and then avoid the distractions and then get things done, really. So maybe you can help me or tell me what are the secret or basic prerequisites to get things done faster, or maybe just it's all about delegation.
No, listen, Ali, what you're experiencing is very common with all of my
Mhm.
clients. And let me ask you, do you feel stressed, overwhelmed?
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the key right there. It's trying to get around that. So here's what we do. The very first thing we have to figure out is what's your priority, right? What should Ali be focusing in on first?
Mhm.
Because if you don't have things prioritized, you're going to be spending time on things that may not be of good value to you. So you have to figure out, hey, what needs to get done first? The next thing is, we talk about delegation, but the truth is, if you don't delegate properly, if you don't know how to communicate that delegation, if you don't know what the process of delegation looks like, it's going to fail. It's going to fail miserably. And what's going to happen is you're going to create more problems for yourself. And so those are two of the first things that we would do. We would take a look at what's on your plate, and then we would figure out how to delegate it out and communicate in a proper way so that you can actually get results.
Cool, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure priorities are important, and we must actually shortlist them. What needs to be done first.
Mhm.
So, how did you start? Actually, you told me about that. How have you helped others? Do they get similar results, or what are the key challenges? I'm sure you are now expert into this, and you can easily manage your time. But
Yeah.
somebody like me, a person who is new to this concept, or maybe is just too overwhelmed with a lot of tasks, they must go through a process to learn
Mhm.
this whole strategies of managing the time. So, how are the results for them?
I have a company that I worked with very recently. They were a company that took in a large amount of data and did analysis of it for their clients. And then based on the analysis, they would turn around and make a recommendation on a course of
Mhm.
action. When they would do this, it would take almost 40 hours to turn around their report. And essentially, that was 40 lost hours because they weren't getting paid for it. They were doing the analysis to capture the business. So after sitting down with them, really understanding what tasks were important, understanding how we could really look at the data from a different angle and where we could incorporate automation, I was able to get that 40 hours down to under 10 minutes.
Wow. 40 hours to 10 minutes. Amazing. I can't imagine even. So, where did you learn? I mean, if I may ask, where did you learn how to automate, or what are the key points for you?
Yeah. So, as I mentioned before, when I was with that multinational company,
Mhm.
almost 15, 20 years ago, and that gentleman, Bill Gerstad, he really taught me and showed me the ropes when it came to that. But even beyond that, when I was able to condense out my day, that didn't finish my skill set. You still had project management skills, you still had communication skills, and all of these other parts of it that I provide to people. And the truth is that when I condensed my time in the day, it gave me an opportunity. One part of my career is in energy with private equity, and it gave me
Mhm.
the opportunity to learn some of those more advanced leadership and communication skills that I'm now also able to offer my clients as well. So you don't
Mhm.
just get somebody that says, hey, I'm just going to show you what your process looks like, or hey, I'm going to automate something for you. What you
Mhm.
also get is somebody who has experience working in these very high pressure environments and knows how to communicate with a team of people. When you have to depend on a team of people, you have to know how to communicate with them. You have to know how to treat them. It's very
Mhm.
important. I didn't go and just get a certification that says, "Hey, AJ knows how to talk to people." I've done this. And I've done
Mm.
this for years and I was very good at it. And that's what I offer to folks who I work with.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so it seems like you create time,
Yeah.
and so
More and
what
more
do
of it
you
every
do with it?
day.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm actually it's just I'm feeling jealous of you, to be honest. Having seen you having a lot of time, it's just, so what do you do with it? Like creating time, and then what's next on your plate?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's so many things that you can do. So very one obvious thing is that if you have a business, okay, And what's so important for businesses is to stay ahead of the curve and look at the horizon, what's changing in your industry, things like that. Creating time, you can reinvest that time into saying, okay, let me put some time towards seeing what's going on in the world of my business. And it also gives you the opportunity to step back and look at what your business is doing and find other opportunities to create improvement. You can also spend that, you can spend it with your family. I mean, for me, that's very important. I have a 2.5-year-old and he's crazy and I don't want to miss a second of that. And so by doing what I do, it gives me and affords me the opportunity to spend it with him. And look, recreational here in the US, people like the golf. So especially business owners, so they find more time to work on their golf game.
True, I got it. We have similar habits here, but not golf, some different ones. So why this is okay. I understand some people, we have some people from old ages as well. Some think that, okay, the more time you spend in your business, the harder you work, the better results you are going to get. Why this is so important for, let's take you as an example. Why this is so important to you to do what you are doing?
This is so important. Okay. And so this is a mind shift that is happening. You know, for the last 40, 50, 60 years, we have a mentality that hard work equals good outcomes every time.
Agreed.
As long as you work hard, right? The problem is that we live in a world now where things are changing so fast. So it can't really be about the hard work. And I'm not discounting hard work. That is a huge element. But the truth is you can work hard all day. And if you're not being strategic about it, you will gain nothing. Okay. But
True.
If you are strategic, if you are smart about how you use your time and you're efficient in your time, what you put in can be magnified as to what comes out in terms of result. So understanding the best way to do the work is what's important. It's not just working hard. We have this old concept that, you know, we're just going to put our quote unquote time in and we will get money for that. That's changed. It's gone. It's about what is the value that we can create and what is that worth. That is a completely different conversation. And that is exactly why creating time has become so important.
Right. I got it. So let me ask you this. This is something about our existing students and the active e-commerce Amazon Etsy sellers. So in what happens in Pakistan, we have this trend. One person maybe, he would start selling on Amazon, and then he would see, okay, I'm doing well now. I'm getting some results. Results means profits. Okay, so
right.
I'm making some profits. Now I can actually offer the similar service to somebody else. Maybe this is just a trend. So when they go into that mode of providing services, they want to hire people because they can't manage 2 or 3 accounts as a single person. So do you suggest, what is your idea about going into that process? Is there anything that you would, according to your experience, you would suggest these new sellers, so how they can build their team efficiently and how they can save their time to, promote more?
Yeah, look, the truth is that there is a big difference between managing a business of one person, yourself,
right,
and managing a business where other people are now coming in. Communication becomes that much more important. Processes become that much more important. It's the whole thing. The way that you communicate is huge. Understanding priorities, all of these elements become massive because what's happening is you're becoming a leader. And so without clear direction, the people that are coming in to help you, they're not going to be able to do what you think. In your mind, you see it going a certain way. But human beings, there's 7 billion of us on the planet. We all think a little differently. And you would be amazed that when you ask somebody to do something, how different the outcome is versus what you thought. So understanding how to provide clear directions, clear steps towards progress. This is huge. This is important. And so my recommendation would be is to look at opportunities to get organized. If you go to my
Mhm.
website, createtime.today, there's actually a free download that you can grab for a spreadsheet that can help you start with this organization and communication process.
Oh, cool. So that's great. So I'll actually take this link and put it on this video for people to
Okay.
actually figure this out. Tell me something about how you help people. So, for example, is it only for in-person services, or you teach or train people online? How can people also tell me how can people contact you if they want to get in touch with you for any of your services?
Yeah, you can check out my website, createtime.today. I'm going to be putting up a link to so that you can kind of see more, learn more about me. The way that I operate now is, I meet people, we have a screening process, and I work one-on-one. But as time goes on, I plan on putting together some classes. I think that would be actually really wonderful for your market, where folks will
Yes.
be able to learn, hey, how can I help improve communication? But look, step number one, if you grab that free spreadsheet, use it, and then see how it goes. There's going to be an instructional video that's going to go
Mhm.
along with it, and you'll learn a lot just from that. And then,
Oh,
we continue the conversation from there.
awesome, awesome, perfect. So, Ajay, thank you so much for your time. And
Ali, I
if you
appreciate it so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. If you have any last words for the audience to focus or something, feel free to speak about, and we'll wrap it up then.
Absolutely. Hey, so I'm so grateful that I get a chance to speak with you all today, and it's an honor to be here. And for all of you out there who are working hard to make something happen, don't stop dreaming. Just keep going at it. The great thing about our world today is that somebody like myself, who is literally on the opposite side of the world, is more than able to share what I understand with you. And the
Mhm.
truth is that this life is what you're going to make of it. Keep working hard, keep at it, be a problem solver, overcome, and everything will come your way. It's all in your mentality. I know you can do it. Good luck to all of you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Ajay, and hopefully we'll stay in touch, and we may
Mhm.
have a chance to speak again in the future. Thanks
Yes,
again.
I look forward to it, Ali.
For sure, for sure. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.